Hi, this is Rick, and today I'm going to be talking about the basics of preparedness food storage. Storing food. It's a relatively straightforward principle, but there are good ways and bad ways of going about it, and I'm hoping I can touch on some of those ideas in this video. Now, stocking up on food for in the event of an emergency is always a good idea. Things that come in tins are a pretty safe bet. You can buy them cheaply, you store them away somewhere, and they're generally there on hand if ever you need them. Tins have a long shelf life as long as they're stored correctly, and that generally involves keeping them out of the heat. Now, there is a golden rule to storing food for preparedness, and that is eat what you store and store what you eat. Essentially, if you have, say, a small store of, let's just say these are all baked beans, they're not, but this is your store of beans, okay? First of all, you've bought these because this is what you eat ordinarily, okay? So here's your cans of baked beans, and what you do is you stock them in rotational order. So the oldest stock you eat first, and you actually eat it, but as you eat it, you then replace it with replacement tins and bring them to the forward. So you've got a constant rotating system going. Ideally, what you need to go for is a good mix of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. And you can get that from, your carbohydrates, you can use pasta type things, baked beans, spaghetti, things that obviously have a lot of energy in them, that are high in the carbohydrates. Then you need proteins. Good ways of storing protein is in the form of things like tuna, ham, spam is another one, corned beef. These all have extremely long shelf lives and they are packed with protein. Peanut butter is also another good one. This is particularly good as it has a lot of energy in it, and it has a lot of or high protein count. And again, it's good. Shelf life is normally good for over a year, as long as it's stored in the right conditions, which is cool and out of the light. That is generally the basic rules. Go for carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. You can really start getting into this and start buying grains and milling your own flour and making bread and things like that. But that's more advanced. Right now, all I'm concerned about is getting started on food stocks, and this is kind of like a beginner's guide. So as long as you've got your carbohydrates, your proteins and your fats, you can stock obviously as much or as little as you feel is appropriate. Now, the only exception I would say to the rule of stock what you eat and eat what you stock is if you find foodstuffs that are particularly cheap. Let me give you this example. Okay, this is a bottle of curry sauce. Okay, I actually like curry sauce. I use this quite often. It doesn't taste too bad at all. Now, the thing is, a bottle like this is a 440 gram bottle. Okay, these cost 9p in my local. This one's Asda. Okay, these are 9p. So literally, you buy a whole case for just over £1. It's worth doing, even if it's perhaps not something that you would ordinarily do. If the food is extremely cheap, then it doesn't hurt so much if you come to the end of its shelf life and you think, well, actually I didn't use it, I don't fancy using it. You can chuck it away and get some more, and you haven't lost much in the way of money. Or you can give it away or whatever if it's still in date. But these are the only times I would actually buy food that I don't normally eat. Another one is noodles are extremely cheap to buy. Again, a packet of noodles, there's a meal in there. Okay, you've got lots of carbohydrates, you've got some fats, and you have a good portion of protein in just one little curry snack here. 9p. Again, it's well worth getting a big stock of this stuff because, like I say, if you get to the end of the shelf life and you decide, okay, I didn't eat them, I didn't need them, it's not a problem to throw them away. Now, you don't need to go out and just sort of, buy trolleyfuls of food right now, okay? Right now, food is readily available, it's quite cheap, so it doesn't hurt every time you go to the supermarket to get your normal everyday shop, just to get a few extra tins and bottles and items and start to build up a stock slowly. That's the way a lot of people get into storing their own food. And then you've always got a small amount in reserve. Now, in times of crisis, you're going to be under a lot of stress. As humans, we like sort of comfort foods and sort of we need to feel comfortable. So having things like bars of chocolate, especially if you've got kids, you know, candy bars, chocolate sweets, things that they're going to enjoy eating. Very, very important. If you're perhaps don't like sweets so much, don't forget things like tea and coffee. These are essential to your state of mind. So that was a fairly fast video today. All I want to do is touch on the basics of food storage, and the one message is that you store what you eat and you eat what you store. And hopefully, you know, this is going to help whoever's watching this video to make some decisions about what they're going to do regarding building up a small stock of food. If you want to really get into it, again, go to Google, look up emergency preparedness, food storage, and there is a ton of information out there, and you can take it as far to the extreme as you want. Like I say, I'm trying to sort of keep it moderate, sensible. 72 hours worth of food is I would say essential, and then obviously if you can do a week or a month's supply to have you know, as backup, if nothing else it brings you peace of mind, but it also means that you are covered for a month. If anything were to go wrong, you're covered for that period of time. So I hope this video was useful to someone. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.